In this tutorial, we'll look at solving yet another type of complex equation. We are given that z is a complex number such that z plus 3z star is equal to 12 plus 8i. Find z. We know that the solution is going to be a complex number, so any complex number takes the form z is equal to, I'm going to say, x plus iy. And you can see here it tells us that there is a z star. Z star is the complex conjugate of z, and so it's going to equal x minus iy. Alright, so what I'm going to do is now just substitute into this equation here and say that if my z is x plus iy plus 3z star x minus iy is equal to 12 plus 8i. Now you need to remember what it actually means, or you need to understand what it actually means to say find z. We need to find what x is equal to and what y is equal to, because any complex number consists of an imaginary part, this one here, and a real part, in this case the x. Okay, we've got two complex numbers then on the left and the right hand side. I'm just going to group like terms together here. So x plus, if I multiply this there, it's going to give me 3x plus iy, and there I'm going to get minus 3yi, and it's going to equal 12 plus 8i. Grouping like terms means that I've got 4x minus 2iy is equal to 12 plus 8y. At this point here, we need to remember something very important. If I've got two complex numbers, z1 and z2, these two are going to equal each other, then z1 equals z2 if and only if the real part of z1 equals the real part of z2, and the imaginary part of z1 also has to equal the imaginary part of z2. Now have a look here. I've got two complex numbers, one on the left hand side, which I'm going to call as z1, and one on the right hand side, which I'm going to call z2. For these two complex numbers to equal each other, the real part of z1, in this case 4x, must equal the real part of z2, in this case 12. Also, the imaginary part, which is minus 2y, remember the coefficient of I is the imaginary part, and on the right hand side the imaginary part is 8. Now I can go ahead and then solve that. So 4 there tells me that x is equal to 3, and this I'm going to divide by -2 there, so y will be equal to -4. Now remember, we are looking for z, and z takes this form here that I've told you about earlier. So z must equal, x is 3 and y is -4. So that's your complex number.